All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you today. And the first thing, of course, John McAfee is in the news again. Because when isn't he? John McAfee says he's launching his own freedom current cryptocurrency. Because crypto, why not? John McAfee, the famous and infamous security pioneer, is going to be launching his own McAfee coin called Freedom Coin this fall. White paper is forthcoming, but on the crypto's webpage, McAfee said the coin is not subject to relative price setting mechanisms or other fiat currencies or digital assets. So what does that mean? Well, it means it doesn't have a price. How are you going to sustain that? I have no idea. The McAfee Freedom Coin is designed to confront the problem of exchange head-on. It's not based on any commodity, nor is it connected to the value or behavior of any external item or entity. The value of the coin will always be zero in relation to any other currency, yet its natural market value is free completely to grow. Is that value? Like, here's the thing. I don't think this is a proof of work coin or a proof of stake coin. And at least with proof of work, you have to put a lot of hardware into it, a lot of electricity, and a lot of time, and all that is money. Time, electricity, hardware is money. And then that's kind of why Bitcoin is valued at what it is based on, its age. And of course, everybody likes Bitcoin. It was the first one. There's a lot of reasons. It's rarity, yada, yada. In the same way that why we like gold, because it's rare, it's good to look at, it makes pretty jewelry, and it's a good conductor, but not used quite all that much. But aside from that, if every single person in the world could just go in their backyard and start digging up gold, it wouldn't be valued very well because of its rarity. So I have no idea what is supposed to give this value. So this is, this is his Twitter. But coming fall of 2019, the McAfee Freedom Coin. So it's a bunch of nonsense and such, but let me skip just a little bit. The world of cryptocurrency has been hoping for a crypto equivalent of the above paradigm. Just talking about how, again, it's just McAfee nonsense. A cryptocurrency that people value for its purchase power alone. The reason has not occurred is that all goods and services cannot yet be purchased with crypto, so the currency holder must exchange with a currency that is accepted for what they want. This leaves the value of the currency not in the hands of the users and suppliers, but in the hands of a market whose mechanisms operate through fear, greed, and manipulation. These conditions, in most cases, seldom relate to the economy of the coin in question. It's kind of existential nonsense. The use of the specific coin is therefore subject to the whims of an artificial construct that controls the cryptocurrency. The McAfee Freedom Coin is designed to confront the problem of exchange head-on, using a unique paradigm and new structural concept. It's not based on any commodity or anything. So the crypto universe cannot succeed in attaining the goal of economic freedom. What is needed is a coin disconnected from fiat currencies and from other cryptos alike. A coin with zero cash-in value yet accepted universally. Wait. So okay, I kind of get where he's going here with this, with that people accept cash, yet really cash has no true value. I mean, it's really just a papery cotton mixed with some ink for the most part. But if it has no cash value whatsoever, or no value in relation to any other currencies or commodities or anything, then it's not going to be accepted universally. This makes no sense. So I have no idea how this coin is supposed to come about, whether it's just going to be given away for free, an airdrop, whether you have to proof of work or proof of stake, or whether you just have to buy it from McAfee. I have no clue which would give it value if you had to buy it. So how it's going to be distributed, we don't know yet because there's no white paper. Is this a joke? With McAfee, it's 50-50. However, someone is eventually going to put this on an exchange, and it's going to have some kind of value at that point, because people will be trading Bitcoin, etc. for it. But this makes no sense. But McAfee, does McAfee really need a reason for the things he does? I don't think so. So moving on. So that's Freedom Coin. Be on the look at that for fall 2019, a coin with no value, but it's going to be universally accepted. I'll believe it when I see it. So big banks announce fiat-pegged XRP killer crypto for settlements. So large banking corporations in Japan like MUFG and Sumitomo have led their counterpart in the US and Europe to establish Finality International. based on London finality, will create a cross-border settlement framework among participating banks that will utilize a fiat-pegged crypto. Startup, which raised about $63 million in funding from these bank giants, will create accounts in each of the banks before issuing utility settlement coins. These USCs, fiat-pegged cryptocurrencies, have a 1-to-1 ratio to the underlying fiat currencies. Thus, for a transfer originating in Japan and terminating in the U.S., a Japanese bank will deposit the transaction amount in yen to Japan's central bank. On the other hand, Finality issues the equivalent number of USCs to the receiving bank in the U.S. before being converted to U.S. dollars and sent to the recipient's bank account. So will Ripple and XRP become irrelevant? And my answer to that is yes, I thoroughly believe it will. I know there's a lot of XRP believers out there, and I believe that XRP will go up in value over time, in the same way that a lot of, in my opinion, sort of useless coins will go up in value just because the market goes up in value. In the same way that the best coin in terms of its gains in May was Bitcoin SV. So BSV was like the absolute winner of the entire month of May. Why? Crypto. Why not? But on a real talk on XRP right now, sure, it will go up in value. It may be a good investment at the moment and sell it later or something like that. But XRP, Ripple, was supposed to gain the trust of a bunch of banks and partner with a bunch of banks to do exactly what JPM Coin and these USCs, these big banks, are starting to do now. Now, XRP came out in, I think, 2013, maybe 2014. I think it's been around for quite a while. And the interesting thing is that they have virtually no partnerships with any kind of banks. They've had many years to do this, and they have no kind of partnership. So yeah, like CoinMarketCap goes back to about 2013 or so here, and they have no partnerships yet. In the blink of an eye, on a whim, J.P. Morgan releases JPM Coin because they transfer upwards of $6 trillion. J.P. Morgan and friends transfer upwards of $6 trillion a day back and forth between banks and institutions and such. So they can just do that on a whim. If you can do that yourself and put in the money to do it yourself, you don't need to partner with XRP. And that's exactly what these banks are doing as well. They say, well, we don't need to partner with XRP. We could just do this ourselves with our own system. Why decentralize, even though XRP is pretty centralized, but to the banks, I guess it would be, because like it would be in the hands of somebody else. But why put it in the hands of a third party when we can just do it ourselves? So I think Ripple has indeed failed. I think it has indeed failed, and it has not done its job. It has been around since 2013. And I could not tell you a single partnership that Ripple has truly partnered with that has really revolutionized the industry, and they have had many years to do that, and it is just simply not the case. Now, when I say that, people in the comments will typically say, well, Bitcoin doesn't have mass adoption yet. Well, also, Bitcoin isn't a corporation that is, contacting other corporations for partnerships and banks for partnerships. Bitcoin is just Bitcoin, and if you choose to accept it, you choose to accept it, and that's it. Based on the rising price, of course, more and more people are going to accept it over time, but there is no agenda with Bitcoin. Bitcoin just does what Bitcoin does. I guess you could put Blockstream into that, and the developers a little bit, but for the most part, we're talking apples and oranges, so you can't even bring Bitcoin into the situation. And I would say way more than Ripple. Bitcoin has way more mass adoption than Ripple, I think, will ever get. Ripple was meant to be, for banking, and it just didn't happen. So this just goes to show I'm kind of being more and more right every day when there are corporate coins coming out. You're seeing all these coins. I think there was actually like a serial coin where you can collect, like little coins and then like turn them in on the website. I'll have to look that up afterwards, which is, I guess, too late since I'm already recording. But there's going to be a lot of corporate coins. There's going to be Facebook coin, and when Facebook coin makes billions, of course, other corporations are going to get on it. And again, it's just going to be a service that they already do, guised as a cryptocurrency. But really, it's just a token. It's just a digital token. It's certainly not decentralized. You're certainly not going to be able to hodl it for more money, kind of thing. And we're gonna see that more and more. And I think just Ripple failed. I don't think they met the mark. So moving on, Tron's Justin Sun wins eBay charity auction in a $4.57 million bid to lunch with Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, isn't that the guy who said that Bitcoin is rat poison squared and FUDs on it on a daily basis, pretty much? Yeah, that guy. Literally. Tron founder Justin Sun has won an eBay charity auction to have lunch with renowned investor and Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett. Now, Warren Buffett is very influential. Don't get me wrong here. Not so much in the crypto world, but in the regular investing world, he's kind of a celebrity and made more money than probably everybody watching this. No offense. So he knows what he's talking about. But I just don't think he knows what he's talking about with crypto. While he does raise a few good points from time to time, overall, he's just a fudder, and maybe he's one of those guys that secretly fud and then buy it, because they know that they have such influence that they could lower the price of something and then buy into it and then later be like, no, I changed my mind. Anyway, Sun reportedly bid a record-breaking $4.5 million to win the charity auction, which has been held by Warren Buffett for the past 20 years. Bloomberg reports that the winner, who had previously been unnamed, will be able to bring 7 friends along with lunch with Buffett at a steakhouse in New York. So I like that because his name is Buffett, so it looks like buffet at a steakhouse in New York. Good stuff. All proceeds from the auction house, from the auction benefit the San Francisco-based nonprofit Glide Foundation. As the press release notes, Glide focuses on fighting injustice and inequality on behalf of economically deprived and oppressed communities in need, including the homeless, ethnic minorities, or the LGBTQ orientation, which is just so ironic. You know what I mean? It's really these charities from philanthropists, like Warren Buffett, and really a lot of those charities just get you under a tax bracket. And that's why you give to charity. Like, if you were going to make, if you were only going to make $102,000 for that year, you might be in a different tax bracket. So you could give $2,000 away and then just be like $99,999 when you go to file your taxes and actually get more money back and literally make more money than that year than you did when you made $102,000 or like $500,000 or $1 million. And you just give a little bit to charity. And not to say that charity's bad. Of course, like people all over the world need help, but it's just always ironic when I see like a billionaire and it's just like, oh yeah, no, I'm helping the homeless. Really though? Are you? I mean, how much did you give away? Like, oh, everybody else put money into the charity. You didn't put that much into it, did you? I mean, did you like give somebody a house or something? No, I mean, it's always in this inadvertent way. Look at us. Look at this event we got going on. It's a charity event. Look how cool we are. I don't know. Never liked it. So anyway, so basically Justin Sun is going there and he's going to hope that maybe he can turn Warren Buffett's mind around with crypto, or probably just invest into Tron to try to pump Tron, which, like, seriously, what does Tron even do? I mean, I know there's smart applications, but I don't think anybody knows what Tron is actually like. What do they stand for exactly? With their copyright, basically copy paste white paper and their gambling dApps. What is the point? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Hopefully that does something for crypto? ? I don't know. Moving on. Facebook talks global coin with CFTC. Excuse me. While Bitcoin never had to. Well, yeah, because Bitcoin isn't a corporation. Speaking of that, the world's largest social media site, Facebook, has reportedly entered into a conversation with the U.S. Commodities Future and Trading Commission. According to reports, the chairman of the CFTC, Christopher Giancarlo, said that the conversation is at a very early stage. He pointed out that the goal for these talks is to understand whether Facebook's stablecoin, touted global coin, will potentially fit with the CFTC's regulatory remit. So again, just another corporate coin, and global coin is their Facebook coin. And when that comes out and they make billions of dollars over the course of a couple years, you will see many other corporations following suit. Corporations that had nothing to do with cryptocurrency before this. We're going to see Samsung coin. We're going to see Nike coin. We're going to see Kellogg's Cornflakes. We're going to see General Mills crypto. In every box of cereal. It's going to be all over the place. And again, don't let any of it fool you. None of these are real cryptos. They're all a service that has already been guised in a cryptocurrency. It's going to be like General Mills coin, and they're going to put coin or token or crypto in front of it. And it's going to be neither of the above. None of them. Because you remember as a kid when you'd look at the back of a box of Kellogg's Cornflakes or something like that, or Count Chocula, and it was like, cut the code on the back of the box and take it to the website, or mail them in, and you can get a free box of cereal, or you can get a Count Chocula T-shirt to show everybody how soon you're going to get diabetes. God, Count Chocula is so good. You guys ever pour Hershey syrup on Count Chocula? Do it. Try it. See if you can handle it. You got to be a man. It'll put hair on your chest, okay? But I'm just saying, those were things that already existed that weren't crypto, that weren't a digital token or anything like that. Again, it's just going to be a service that already existed, a coupon, a token, a serial code that is going to give you discounts or something like that. And discounts are great. But again, don't let it fool you. Don't let it buy into something that you wouldn't have otherwise bought into just because it says coin on it. So as Bitcoin has reported, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has also been in talks with officials at the U.S. Treasury, as well as the Governor of Bank of England, Mark Carney. Companies also including existing money transfer networks such as Western Union in its talks in order to allow people without banks to be able to send money faster. Moreover, Zuckerberg has also gone so far as to consult his old-time enemies, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. Facebook's push to have conversations with regulatory authorities is a clear sign that the company will seek to achieve maximum compliance. This is further highlighted by the fact that Zuckerberg has reached to the Winklevoss twins, who are the owners of cryptocurrency trading platform Gemini, which is one of the highest fees in the industry. The latter is known for being highly regulated. While we haven't seen the CFTC give a clear stance on stablecoins, the Commission's chairman, perhaps clearly touted as the crypto dad, is well known for his fairly positive approach in the industry. Last year he said, "I'm advocating the same approach to cryptocurrencies with all things having to do with this new digital revolution of markets and of currencies and of asset classes." I have no idea how you take that as a positive, because it's basically what somebody doing their job should say. But sure, yeah, positive. Why not? I don't know. But that's what I would say, even if I didn't like cryptos. They'd be like, well, I'm just going to take the same approach to cryptocurrencies having to do with the new revolution, you know what I mean? And currencies of all classes, right? That's like me doing my job, not necessarily positive, but okay. So but again, these corporate coins are going to pass through. They're going to pass through regulations with the CFTC, because we're talking major corporations, major billion dollar corporations, and the CFTC kind of gives a little go ahead to those. I mean, think about it. We had the 2008 housing crisis, where basically trillions of dollars were lost from the average individual person all across the world, and I think one person went to prison for that. One person. Have you guys ever watched a documentary on the 2008 housing crisis? That's literally where Bitcoin came from, like right after that whole issue. You guys really should, to understand that, because there was so much collusion. There was so many banks that were like, yeah, we're basically selling garbage to people, and we're giving big houses to people that make $30,000 a year and clearly can't afford this house. And then when their payment is $600 a month, 3 months later, we're just going to jack it up to $900, $1,200 a month, and then they go bankrupt, and we get their house back, and then we just resell that package to somebody else. Everybody knew what was going on, literally. But again, they're all big corporations, and they're too big to fail, like Facebook and stuff. So of course they're going to let that stuff go through. Again, don't let it fool you guys. Moving on to CoinMarketCap here, $272 billion market cap, 8,585 Bitcoin. Interesting where we're at right now. I feel like if we go too much lower, we may see another slight little bearish period, and of like a lack of confidence period. I don't mean like a bearish long-term period, but like a lack of confidence that the price was going to go up over 9,000. So I think we're actually at a critical period right here. If we go back over 9,000, it may take a couple tries, because usually it goes over 9,000, then dips a couple hundred, then goes over, dips a couple hundred, and then it'll go over confidently and continue on. And I think that'll probably do that basically every $1,000 bracket, if you will, all the way up, at least for some time now. And I think if we dip back down to 8,000 or 7,900, I think that might cause a problem. That might lose confidence in a lot of people, and a lot of people might end up selling off, and we might go down a little bit further until later on when we go up. However, I think the long-term outlook of Bitcoin right now is looking very, very, very good. There are so many predictions, so many positive predictions out there just by Googling Bitcoin. There are so many positive posts on crypto Reddits, on forums, on Bitcoin forums, everywhere. It's a complete change. It's a complete 180 from 2018. I made a video basically every day in 2018, almost every single day in 2018. And while there were things to talk about, of course, there were many news, there was nothing in the news in the entirety of 2018 that was going to hype the price of Bitcoin. I would say, except for backed futures, which is now essentially just a meme, and nobody's going to believe it until it actually comes out. That was probably the only thing interesting in 2019 and 2018, yet it didn't come along anyway. So there was no reason for the price to go up. Now with 2019, there are plenty of reasons. Lots of institutional investors looking to come in, back still looking to come in, E-Trade, Ameritrade, all that stuff. Yet it's been a few weeks, and those still haven't added Bitcoin. So I don't know what the news is with those. We haven't really heard anything. And backed sometime soon. Whenever, I guess. But also, of course, the halving of Litecoin, I think in August. The halving of Bitcoin next May is going to be huge. And about 6 months after that halving, we should see some pretty big results. I think 2024 is going to be incredibly big, because that's when I think that's when we're really going to feel the pinch of Bitcoin. I think that's when instead of just making 900 Bitcoin a day, we're only making 450 Bitcoin a day. Like, all the miners in the world are only making 450 Bitcoin total a day, not each. So that's when we're really, really going to start to feel that pinch. And I think by then, by 2024, I think a good 4 or 5 years from now, we're going to see a lot more regulatory action. We're going to see a lot more institutional investment. We're going to see a lot more mass adoption, mass acceptance of Bitcoin on a whole nother level. But I think it's just going to take quite a bit of time. But interestingly, yeah, I got to admit, Bitcoin SV, not that I believe in it. No, I don't think it's the real Bitcoin. I'm just showing it out because news. It was the biggest winner of May. There's no doubt about it. If you go back a month, it was up incredible. So $50 to now $200. So it went up 4 times, basically 200% in a month. I don't think any other coin did that, or at least not any of the reasonably top coins. Of course, Bitcoin went up, from 5,000 some odd to what we are at now, 8,500, which is great. But BSV just absolutely takes the cake on that. Cosmos looking pretty good. Another coin that's actually looking pretty good as well is, if I could type, Energy. And that has been going up. I want to show you guys Energy Coin. Now, this is not a paid thing, although I want to get a hold of them and do a paid review. Come on, Energy Coin, right? But anyway, if you look at the all-time, Energy Coin came out like the end of 2018, and that was at the full-out bear market. So, like, we were talking to the full bear market in like basically the height of the bear market, or the low of the bear market. You guys get what I'm saying? And it has consistently increased in price since. Of course, this little dip here. Don't mind that little guy. Don't mind that little guy. You know what I'm saying? But it consistently up in price. And you could also proof of stake it as well. And maybe I'll make a video on that at some point. But Energy Coin is actually looking pretty good. But aside from that, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share the video. That actually helps me out a lot, sharing the video. I know I say liking helps the video, and that certainly does, but if you share the video, that's probably the best thing you can do for a YouTuber, is share their content, because then it just opens it up to a lot of other people. So I thank you for doing that in advance. But my social media in the description below as well. Follow me on those if you get the opportunity to do so. I will be live streaming tomorrow on D Live. That is in the description as well. And now, when I live stream, let me just say, when I live stream, I know a lot of you come to the channel only for crypto content, but when I live stream, I am playing games. So I'm either playing games with a friend or by myself and just talking to everybody. But if you don't like the game, don't mind the game. You could come in, you could ask me how I'm doing, you could ask me what I think about crypto or what the current situation is, and there's always a fluctuating conversation on my live stream. So feel free to stop by, even if you don't like games at all. It has nothing to do with that. That's just sort of my occupying thing that I'm doing while I'm talking to everybody and also having fun. But so just know that you are welcome in the live streams, even if you don't like games at all. But hope you guys enjoyed it, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.